This conference will now be recorded.
So in brief, one thing we all know that SAP GTS is a new dimensional system that is still a standalone system. Number one. Number two, we cannot create any data directly in SAP GTS. So like in other system, we all can create so many data, right? Let's say if you talk about our logistics system, so we can create sales order, delivery, billing, PO. But in GTS, we cannot create any data directly. So the question here is, if we cannot create data directly in SAP GTS, then how can we use this for our foreign trade process, right? So in SAP GTS, we need to process the data. We need to process the data. So still we need a data to be processed. So for that purpose, we are sending data from different systems. We need to send data from different system. So we can send data from so many systems, like we can send data from our SAP ECC. We can send data from S4. Even we can send data from transport management. We can send data from EWM. Even we can also send data from non-SAP system. So any system which is sending data to SAP GTS is called as a feeder system. So let's say this could be ECC, this could be S4, even this could be some different ECC system. So different ECC system means what? Now you will come across in many project where we will be having many ECC systems, right? Many different ECC kernels. I hope you all know the word kernel. Kernel is nothing but ECC system. Take example of any big company. So if they are dealing with multiple products, not products, I can say multiple divisions. So based on their divisions, they can use different ECC systems. So they can have multiple EC system, right? But ultimately we will have only one GTS system. So we can have multiple EC system, or even as we discussed that we can have different system like TM, it could be EWM, or it could be anything. So any system which is feeding data to SAP GTS is called as a feeder system. Now SAP GTS system doesn't know, or I can say that GT system doesn't bother that this data is coming from ECC or S4 or whatever, right? Is GTS system just knows about the feeder system. So every time we will be using the term feeder system. So if we are using the term feeder system, you all can understand it could be any of the system which is providing data. But for our example, for our practice, our ECC system would be our feeder system. Or even if you are joining any project, let's say they have migrated their ECC system into S4, then our S4 system would be our feeder system. Number two. Number three is, so one thing first, again, number one, GTS is a standalone system. Number two, we cannot create any data directly in SAP GTS. Number three, since we cannot create data directly in SAP GTS, we are sending data from different feeder systems. Now, coming to fourth point, what data we are sending. So all this we will discuss thoroughly. Just, I can say I'm just giving just some examples so that whenever we are discussing these terms, you all should be aware of. That is the reason I'm explaining you all this thing. Now, what data we are sending? So logistic system means like let's say sales order, right? So to create a sales order, we need customer and material. So we cannot create a sales order until unless we have a customer master data, we have a material master data. So, whenever we are creating any transactions in this feeder system, let's say ECC system, we created sales order. These sales order, based on some settings, based on some configurations, these sales orders will get transferred to SAP GTS system. And whenever these data will get transferred to SAP GTS system, GTS system will create one replica for each and every document. That replica document or that mirror document is called as a customs document. So what I meant to say here is that sales order. If we are creating a sales order in SAP ECC, let's say this is ECC or S4. In GTS, it is called as a customs document. Or more specifically, I can say it is called as a customs export document. But in layman term, we always use the term customs document. Now, how the system can create this mirror document in GTS? For that, we all need to do some kind of configurations. There should be some mappings. So when all those mappings will get completed, then only we will have the correct customs document. Similarly, we need to create an outbound delivery with reference to the sales order, right? So let's say we have created sales order. Now we can create an outbound delivery with reference to this sales order. So whenever we save the sales order, whenever we save the outbound delivery, this will also be transferred to SAP GTS, and again we will have one mirror document. That mirror document again is called as a customs document. Coming to billing document. So billing document, we don't call it as a customs document, but we call it as with different name. What name? I'll tell you in few minutes. So these three transactions are required from the export side, from the sales side. Please remember. Similarly, coming to import process, coming to our purchasing process. Let's say whenever we want to purchase something, we need to create a purchase order, right? So in our SAP ECC, we can create a purchase order. Whenever we save the purchase order, again, GTS system will create a replica of this purchase order, and that mirror document again is called as a customs document. Then, with reference to this PO, we can create an inbound delivery, IBD. This inbound delivery will also be transferred to SAP GTS, and we will have an associated customs document. Now, coming to third transaction, that is finally we create a good receipt. We need to post the GR. So GR means, let's say whenever we are posting the GR, GTS, SAP system create a material document. So whenever material document gets created in our SAP ECC or S4, this material document will also be transferred to GTS. But in GTS, it is not called as a customs document. So if it is not called as a customs document, so it is what? So please remember, in case of export, billing document is called as a customs export declaration, and material document is called as a customs import declaration. So these are the 6 transactions which we send every time if our SAP GTS system is connected with SAP all feeder systems. Please remember, if you go to any project, if they are using their logistic systems, because in sometimes you will come across that they don't connect their logistic system like ECC with GTS, because I have seen in many cases that they don't use due to any reason, okay, due to their own some specific purpose, they don't connect their ECC system, but they have connected with CRM. I have seen in one case that they were using SAP CRM system. So whatever system we are creating in our feeder system, those transactions will be transferred to SAP GTS system. So it doesn't matter which transactions we are creating, but GTS system always create a customs document and customs export declaration. Now, what is difference between customs document, customs export declaration, or a customs import declaration? We will understand in 1 or 2 sessions, not now. But please remember that we should use these name for these transactions. We always require these 6 transactions data only. Again, same thing. We discussed that even to create a sales order or purchase order, right? We need customer material or we need vendor material. So if we don't have, let's say, those master data available in GTS system, how GTS system can create customs document, right? Definitely this question will come in our mind. So yes, this is correct. Even before transferring these transactions, we must transfer master data. Please remember, we must transfer master data. What master data is required? In general, we transfer customer master data, We transfer material master data and we transfer vendor master data. That's all. We transfer customer, material and vendor. Why? Customer material is enough for our sales order, our sales process or export process, right? Material vendor is enough for our purchasing process. But whenever we transfer them to SAP GTS system, again we don't call them as a customer or material. When we transfer customer to SAP GTS system, it is called as a business partner. Yes, let's say we are not using SAP EC system. We are using S4 system. So in S4 system, we don't have concept of customer, right? In S4 also we use business partner. No issue. So in that case, a customer is called as a BP in S4, and when we transfer to GTS, in GTS also it is called as a business partner, right? Similarly, when we transfer vendor or vendor business partner from ECC or S4 to GTS, again it is called as a business partner. And when we transfer material master to SAP GTS system, material master is called as a customs product always. Either we can use the term customs product or at least product, but never ever we should use the term material in SAP GTS system. So these are some of the terminologies which we need to understand, which we need to remember. Now here it is not the question, how can we transfer these transactional data and these master data? Because we will understand, we need to do some kind of configuration, right? That we will understand. But these things we all need to remember every time. So one thing is clear, that we are sending these data, these 6 transactional data and these 3 master data to SAP GTS system. Okay, one more thing. Probably you will have a question. Do we not require any other master data to SAP GTS system? So please remember that for in SAP GTS, at least we all know that we have 3 main modules. That is compliance management, customs management, and risk management, right? So for compliance management and customs management, these 3 master data is enough. We don't require any other master data. And what about risk management? In risk management, we have one module called as a preference management. So if our client is going to implement preference management, we need some additional master data that we'll understand. But at high level, please remember, if we are going to use preference management, then apart from these 3 master data, we need to send procurement indicator. So we all know that we have procurement indicator in our material master, right? External procurement or internal procurement. So we need to send procurement indicator, number 1. Number 2, we need to send standard cost. Again, in material master only, we are maintaining under accounting 1 data view, right? Standard cost, VPRS. And number 3, we are sending bills of material, BOM. So these 3 additional master data are required in case of preference management. So that will come later. But at least for compliance management and customs management, these 3 master data enough. We don't require any other master data. So we are sending these data to SAP GTS system. And since these systems are standalone systems, it means GTS is not part of ECC, GTS is not part of S4, right? So how can we transfer data? In order to transfer these data to SAP GTS, we need to have some path. So that path is made by remote function call. For that purpose, we need to connect our SAP GTS system with different feeder systems by means of remote function call. As of now, any question? Okay, I have no question. So we need to connect our SAP GTS system every time, always. Very first time when we are going to implement SAP GTS for any client, we need to connect our SAP GTS system with our feeder system. It doesn't matter how many feeder systems we have, because today we can see example of many clients where they are using ECC, they also use S4. And if that is the case, definitely we need to send data from both the systems to SAP GTS system. So in that case, both the systems, ECC as well as S4, should be connected with SAP GTS by means of remote function call. Now, today if we attend for any interview, usually they ask for, one question, that let's say we are using SAP ECC as a feeder system, which is connected with SAP GTS system. So our client is going to migrate into S4 tomorrow. What changes need to be done when it comes to remote function call, or what changes need to be done when it comes to the connection with S4? So answer is no difference at all, because generally this question can come in our mind as well, that definitely there might be some change. But please remember that whether our feeder system is ECC or S4 doesn't matter. Whatever configuration we will understand as part of ECC, same steps we need to perform as part of S4 as well. No difference at all. So those things we will understand, right? So now we need to understand very first topic, that is how to connect our feeder system with SAP GTS system. Connection between feeder system and GTS system. Now in real time, it is not our job. The RFC connection is completely done by basis team. But believe me, in few projects, let's say it is kind of SME project, small organization, in such kind of project, probably we won't have basis team, or basis team won't be available for such kind of help. Definitely they will be there, but they are not going to perform the connection. We need to perform this connection. Yeah, in backend we need their help only, but they will be, I mean, just they will help in backend, and we are going to perform this configuration RFC connection. But still you can remember that it is done by basis team only. Basis team is responsible for this RFC connection, but still being a functional consultant, we must know how to connect our feeder system with SAP GTS system. Why? Because this is again one of the important interview question. Okay, so let's understand how to connect our feeder system with SAP GTS system. Now, before going into system, first remember two transaction codes. First one is in SAP ECC or even S4. Transaction code is slash SAP slash menu underscore legal R3. This is called as a GTS area menu in our feeder system, in our ECC or S4. Same transaction code being used in ECC and as well as S4 HANA. In SAP GTS, again, we have similar kind of transaction code, that is slash SAP slash menu underscore legal. So this is also called as a GTS area menu in SAP GTS system. Always we need to use these transaction codes only. Now, one thing you all can remember, that whenever we log in our SAP ECC system, so this is our SAP ECC system, right? So whenever we log into our system, this screen comes in front of us. So this is called the SAP Easy Access. If someone asks what is SAP Easy Access, we say that this is for the end user. In production system, end user performs at under this, this screen only. And being being a consultant, we are performing our activities under SPRO. Same thing, that in GTS system, this GTS area menu is nothing but our end user will be working under this T code only. All the activities they will be performing under this activity only. But remember one thing, that if we are going to use this transition code slash SAP slash menu underscore legal R3, it won't be working. It will not work. Even though it is correct transition code, remember we always need to use prefix as slash n, always slash n slash SAP slash, right? So this is called as a GTS area menu. So here we have some tabs: documents, master data, recovery, initial transfer of document, initial transfer of master data, and then basic settings. So this is in ECC system. Now coming to GTS system. This is GTS system. Here also we need to use same transaction code by using prefix slash n. but we don't have R3. So this screen is called as a GTS area menu. So here we all can see we have compliance management. Under compliance we have SPL, legal control and embargo. Under customs we have export and import. Under risk we have preference, restitution, LOC, and then we have ECR, that is intrastate reporting. So this is the screen where end user from the production side are working every day for their day-to-day transactions. So please remember these two transaction code. Any table name or transaction codes where we are using /SAP SLL or at least SLL, you remember that this is definitely would be for GTS system only. So what is SLL? SLL is nothing but plugin. So whenever we are going to connect our SAP GTS system, or let me put in this way, that if we are going to connect our SAP GTS system first time, basis team needs to install that plugin in their feeder system side, right? So that you all know, in our SAP ECC, we all can see, right, that we can go to systems and where I think status only. So SLL is nothing but plugin. So that is installed by basis team only. So they need to install. So if they will install this plugin, SLL plugin, then only we can connect. Then only based on our RFC connection, data can be transferred. Remember. So basis team first they have to install plugin, then only we can perform other activities. So SLL is nothing but plugin that is installed by basis team always. Okay. So now we are going to understand how to connect our feeder system with SAP GTS system. Now to go to that configuration steps, we need to go to the GTS area menu screen only. Under this GTS area menu, we need to go to the last tab, that is basic settings. Here we all can see we have steps like system connection to SAP GTS. These are the 5 steps which we need to perform, which we need to configure in order to connect our SAP ECC with SAP GTS. Now one thing please remember, most of us makes mistake here in the interview if you don't know much about the subject. So this RFC connection needs to be done in both the systems. This is two-way configuration in both the systems. So two-way direction means what? Say, as of now we are going to configure this RFC in our feeder system, right? So when we'll perform all these 5 activities, here we are performing these configurations here or here. So if we are done with these 5 steps, our these transactional data and master data can be transferred to SAP GTS. That is what we are looking for, right? So let's understand that we have transferred our business partner, I mean let's say customer. We transferred our customer master data from ECC to GTS. Now in SAP GTS we need to understand one functionality, one module, that is called as a sanction party list screening, SPL screening. So what is the function of SPL screening? With SPL screening, we are making sure that we do not have a deal with a person or entity on denied party list. Right? Denied party list means what? Denied party list is nothing but list of blocked member, blocked entities with whom trade is prohibited by law. Let's say some person who belongs to terrorist organization. So we are not supposed to sell our product, or we are not supposed to purchase anything from him, right? So let's say we have created one customer master in SAP ECC, and we transferred them to SAP GTS system. In GTS system, what it will do, with the help of SPL functionality, it will screen the particular business partner against SPL list. So system will perform, and let's say if it finds a match that yes, this is the person with whom trade is prohibited by law. So how does the ECC system know that so and so business partner is blocked in GTS, right? Or let's say we have created a sales order for that customer. We have transferred that customer in GTS, right? Now we have created a sales order by using that customer and material. Sales order will also be transferred to SAP GTS system, and again GTS system will screen what is the business partner for this sales order, for this customs document. So system, what it will do, system will screen our business partner of the customs document against SPL list, against list of blocked members. And GTS system, I mean, SPL will understand how it screens. That is secondary thing. But you, based on our configuration, system will perform the screening and it will find, let's say it found some specific percentage, let's say 95%. It found a match up to 95%. And based on the configuration, system, what it will do, it will block the particular customer master. It means sales, GTS system will block our sales order in SAP GTS system. So how our SAP GTS system help us, right? So let's say in ECC system, our sales team has created sales order to a blocked member. If we don't know whether it is a good customer or bad customer, we can process for delivery, right? We can move the product, which is not correct, which is non-compliant, because if person is on denied party list, we should not sell our product. So if in sales order level only, if we are knowing that also business partner is blacklisted, we should not trade, then why should we create an outbound delivery, right? So how does EAC system knows that this so and so sales order is blocked in GTS system? Definitely GTS system also has to send result back to ECC system. So for that purpose only, in GTS also we need to perform similar kind of configurations, and based on that configuration only, all the result will be transferred back from GTS to ECC. So sometimes, in interview they ask question that why we need to perform RFC connection in both the systems. This is the reason. This is one of the reason. There is another reason also. Another reason is, we'll understand something called as a product classification. Like, most of you know tariff code, commodity code, right? So we are classifying our product in GTS system. We don't classify product in ECC. And at high level, please remember that product classification is being used just to identify the product by the authorities. So they don't recognize our product based on our company specific product name and number. Instead, they use some world recognized specific code. So what we do for that purpose, we need to classify, we need to assign that code to our product. So we are doing that activities in GTS system. And after that, we need to send classification number to ECC. So if we do not have any RFC connection in GTS with ECC, how can we send those data, those information from GTS to ECC? We cannot. So that is the reason this is two-way sided configurations. We need to perform configuration in our feeder system. Similar, we need to perform same configuration in our SAP GTS system. So by keeping this our mind, let's start our configuration. As of now, any question?
Gauri,
Yes, sir.
so you don't create new data, but you update the data in GTS. Say for example, let's say you put a product in a material master here in ECC that goes to GTS, and okay, whatever the classification data that you maintain in GTS, right? Not in ECC, right? So that means you can modify the data. You add content to that particular master data, and then that will be there in GTS alone. It will not be in ECC.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
But still, both the systems should be sync. Let's say due to some reason we need to change some information on business partner or on the material master. So we have an option to change those informations in GTS system also. Directly we can change. So we can directly go to one path, one option where we can change. But if we need to do that, it's not a good practice. Why? Because both these systems should be in sync. So we need to perform same act, I mean, we need to change the information in feeder system first, and then we need to retransfer our material. Let's say due to some reason we need to change unit of measure in ECC. So what we'll do is we will change that unit of measure in ECC, and then we have an option to push material master from ECC to GTS manually. We can push that material master from GTS from ECC to GTS. So system should be in sync. Okay. Now, let's understand our configuration. So first step of RFC connection is define logical system. What is a logical system? This is general term. So logical system is nothing but, let's say, if multiple systems are involved in any activities, how those systems can recognize each other, right? Let's say my name is something, your name is something, his name is something. So we have different names. So by our names, we all can recognize, right? I know that you are Mr. X, you are Mr. Y, I'm Mr. Z. So in a similar way, in this case, we have two systems at least two systems. One is ECC, another one is GTS. So we will have unique system name for both the systems, ECC as well as GTS system. Why both the systems? Because system must recognize who is sender and who is receiver. If we are going to define unique name, it doesn't mean that we are, since we are performing this activity in ECC, so we will have unique name for ECC. No, since ECC has to send data to GTS, EC system must know that where data has to go, in which system we need to send data, right? So as part of first configuration, we will be defining unique name. We will be giving unique name for both the systems, ECC as well as GTS. So as part of defined logical system, we will be defining logical system name, that is unique name for ECC as well as SAP GTS system. So we'll go to new address and we can perform. Now, whenever we are going to define a unique name for both the systems, there is some specific naming convention which generally we can use. And naming convention is system name followed by CLNT followed by client number. This naming convention generally we are using even in real time as well. You will also observe in most of the cases in real time also we use the same naming convention. System name plus CLNT plus client number. So let's say if we need to define logical system name for ECC, right? So we need to know system name, right? So from here we can get the system name. System name is EH7, right? So we can say EH7, that is system name followed by CLNT followed by client number. Here client number is 800, right? So I can say here 800. So here I can say some description like logical system name of ECC or something, some description. I'm not going to perform this activity anyway. Okay, so logical system name of ECC. So this is the ECC logical system. That is sender system. Who is receiver system? In same way, we need to have same naming convention. So for for GTS, let's say this is AET. System name is AET. Client number is 200, right? So what we can give here? AET CLNT 200. This will be GTS logical system. We need to perform. So here we need to have description. Now please remember most important point. Please understand this. You all know anyway. This is our SAP landscape, general landscape, right? Development, quality, and production. We are doing configurations in our development system only. And whenever we are saving this, system will generate a transport request. And same tier we can move to quality, same tier we can move to production. Now, in real time, let's say this is from the ECC side. So whatever landscape our feeder system is following, same landscape must be followed by SAP GTS as well. So if ECC is development, quality and production, from the GTS side also, we will have a development. So let's say, let me give one name, okay? DR1, QR1, PR1. This is our ECC development, ECC quality, ECC production. Similarly, in GT side also, we will have DG1, then QG1, PG1. We are defining logical system for this system. We are doing configuration in this system. So we have defined, let's say, DR1 CLNT 100, DG1 CLNT 100. But in most of the cases, from the development side, we will have two clients. Let's say one client is for the configuration, golden client, and one system can be for unit test, right? In most of the cases, we will have two clients at the development side. So if that is the case, let's say we are performing some test in these systems. So if we are performing some test in this system, this data has to be transferred to this system. Yeah, that is correct. Even if you are performing test in, let's say, another client, 110 client, so that data should also be transferred to respective GTS system. Similarly, if you are performing test in quality QR1 system, we are getting sales or QR1, this data has to transfer to QG1. Similarly, from this system, data has to go to this system. So what I mean to say here is that we are not going to perform same kind of configuration in quality and production system. Since we are not going to perform, because whenever TR will be moving, all changes should move to further system, lower system. So in that case, whenever we are going to define logical system for ECC and GTS, we must define for all the systems of ECC as well as GTS. So if, let's say in our case, if we are following this landscape, it is DR1 100 and it is DR1 110. Similarly, here also we will have DG1 100. If this is the landscape which we are following, so whenever we are going to define logical system, you all can understand now we must define 1, 2, 3, 4 logical systems from the sender system, plus 4 different logical systems from the GTS system. Altogether, we will have 8 different logical systems in this configuration. Yes or no? If you have any confusion, please let me know. Right? Because if we will perform same activities in this system only, then only when TR will be moving to lower systems, let's say quality and production, then changes will be moving to, these changes should move to different systems. Because we are not going to do same configuration. Say if you are not performing this activity in for quality and production, we are not going to perform similar kind of setting in quality and production, because those are not allowed. So we must create logical system for each and every logical system of ECC as well as GTS system. So if this is the landscape which we are following, we must define 8 different logical system name. Please remember this. So in the first step, we are going to define logical system for each and every feeder system, sender system, plus each and every receiver system. Is it clear or any question? Okay, I hope it's clear. Second step is assign logical system. Please remember one thing, that whatever system I'm using as of now, this is not connected with the GTS because of there's some issue. Yesterday I sent an email to our data provider, so they have some technical issue, so each system is not working. But today it will work. So tomorrow I'll show you. Tomorrow we'll create some data in ECC and I'll show you how data can be transferred. It's not working, so I'm just using different ECC just for you to explain you these configurations. Now assign logical system. So in assign logical system, what we are going to do now, if someone asks us what is logical system, so simply we can say that logical system is nothing but it is the combination of system number, a system name plus client number, right? But how does system know that what is the actual client, right? What is the actual client number? So as part of second step, we are going to assign ECC client number to ECC logical system. I'm not talking about GTS in this case. GTS I was talking about in the first step only. In the second step, assign logical system, what we are going to do is we are going to assign our client number to ECC logical system. Let's say this one, 800, right? 800 system is connected to our, let's say this is, if our this is a EH7 ELN CLN2 800, so we must assign 800 to EH7 CLNT 800. So in the second step, we must assign client number of ECC to the ECC logical system. For again, for all the systems. So probably you will have a question. You will have question that okay, at least we can understand the infra system allowed to have different logical system. Let's say for quality and production. But what would client number, right? Client number will have in the respective system. Should system allow here? So let me show you. If you go to new entries, there is no F4. Whatever number you will give, system has to accept, right? So if that is the case, let's say our quality system, client number is 200, right? So here logical system can be QR1 CLNT 200. Right? So in this way, we must assign our ECC client number to ECC logical system. Similarly, if in the case of production, client number is 500, 500 must be assigned to PR1 CLNT 500. What it is. So this is the second step. Third step, very, very important. This is the main step for remote function call. Maintain RFC destination for RFC calls. Maintain remote function call destinations for RFC calls. Now in this step only, ECC system must know that who is my RFC destination. Okay, so in this step only, ECC system must know that okay, data has to transfer to this system. So for that purpose, what we are going to do in the step that in ECC we are defining this GTS system as a remote function call destination, as a RFC destination. Right. So we'll go here. We'll go to maintain RFC destination for RFC calls. Remember, in most of the cases, let's say in most of the project, we won't have access for this step. So please understand. So under a web connection, we'll go to a web connection and then we can create. My request is that whenever you are practicing tomorrow in this system, please don't perform any activities as part of RFC connection. Otherwise, system will get disturbed. Just for information purpose, knowledge purpose, we are discussing, because if you do anything, our data cannot be transferred from ECC to GTS. So please remember, just know how to perform. So in the third step, we are going to define GTS system as a RFC destination. So now we need to give some name for RFC destination. So for ECC, who is the RFC destination? It is a GTS system, right? GTS system is acting as the RFC destination for ECC. So we need to define one unique name for GTS RFC destination. You know what SAP recommends here? That whenever we are going to give name for RFC destination, it's always best practice to give name similar to GTS logical system. You know for why? Because just it's very easy to recognize. Let's say we are defining development of GTS as a RFC destination. So we have defined in the first step naming convention, we have defined as DG1 CLNT 200. If this is the logical system we have given to our GTS system, RFC destination also we must give same name, so that it would be very easy for us to remember that okay, this RFC destination belongs to this system. Still we are free to give any name, but it's always better to use the same naming convention. Even in real time also you will observe that we use the same naming convention as per our GTS logical systems. So here we will have RFC some name. Connection type should always be here 3. Okay, connection to a web systems. Here some description we can give. RFC destination, let's say for DG1. Now Just enter it. Here you can say we have technical settings. So RFC destination means what? ECC system must know that data has to go to so and so system. Let's say I want to come to your house. I must know your house. Until unless I know your house, I cannot come to your house. So how do I know? So I'll ask you, you will tell me that you use that direction, blah blah direction, and then you can come. Similarly, GTS ECC system must also know the direction. But how ECC system can recognize GTS system? So if I ask you that how our IT team, let's say in real time, if you're working and we got some issue in our laptop, so usually we can check with our IT team. So IT team ask very first time only one thing: what is the IP address of your system? Why IP address? With IP address only they can recognize our system, or they can log into our system. And this is the purpose of RFC. So with RFC is nothing but with the help of RFC, system can automatically log into its destination system. I'll give you one simple example. So these are two different systems, right? ECC as well as GTS system. We are creating something here. So we have access for both the system, ECC as well as GTS. ECC system, we have created a sales order. Now, I came to my office. I logged into ECC system because I want to test something in GTS, but still I have not logged in our GTS system. GTS system still I need to log in. If we create a sales order, so to transfer the sales order, are we going to first log into GTS system? Then only it will be transferred, or it has to be transferred in background. We all know that this sales order has to be transferred automatically to GTS system, whether we have logged in GTS system or not. Doesn't matter. How it happens? It happens because of this remote function call only. With the by means of remote function call, this system can recognize GTS system. So whether GTS system we have logged in GTS system or not doesn't matter, but our document, our data can be transferred to the GTS system automatically. And that is the main purpose of remote function call. So that is the reason, since we are defining GTS system as a RFC destination under technical setting, here we need to give GTS system target host, system number plus IP address. Now you will have a question. Tomorrow, if we are going to perform this activity, let's say in any project, who will give this detail? From where we can get a target host, IP address, and system name, system number? At least we can understand. Where we can go to our login screen. We can right click properties. In properties, we can get the system number. But what about target host and IP address? And we cannot. At least I know that, as far as I know that we cannot find it easily. So definitely we need basis team help. So basis team will tell us that so and so is the target host of GTS and so and so is the IP address of GTS. So we must provide IP address and target host including system number of GTS system. And with this IP address target host, only ECC system can recognize this destination system because of this. But again, we have a question. If we need to log in to GTS system, let's say we need to log into GTS system, we need user ID and password, right? It is password protected. So even though system is transferring this data directly to the GTS system, does it not require any user and password? Definitely it also requires, right? Is this system also require user ID and password? So where we are providing under logon and security, we must provide username and password. Which username? Definitely not our username. This is the RFC user and password, which is again given by the basis team. And because of this, RFC user ID and password, in most of the cases, this activity is performed by basis team only. Okay, so here they will provide us username and password. So by using this username and password only, see, with IP address, EC system can recognize, or at least if we have created sales order will be will go to the GTS system. All the way it will go to the GTS system. But to go inside, it has to log into GTS system. So by means of this user ID and password, it can log in automatically, and data can be transferred to GTS system. That is the main purpose. Okay, that is the main purpose of remote function call. So by means of remote function call, only system can directly log into its target system, and whatever activities it want to perform, it can perform. So this is the purpose of this RFC step. Any question? Okay. So even though we have given the correct IP address and IP address target host, even we have given correct user ID and password, how can we test it? Whether these details are correct or not, whether RFC is working or not. I'm not able to show you as of now. Tomorrow I'll show you. So if you will give all these details, here you can see connection test. If you click on connection test, so connection test means if IP address and target host is correctly maintained, system will not throw any error. Let me show you in the GTS system. This we will understand tomorrow. Okay. So in GTS also, I explained you already that we need to perform same kind of activity in GTS as well. So in a similar way, we need to test in GTS in ECC system as well. So click on connection test. If it is giving any error, I mean, if there is some issue, it will give us error. If there is no any issue, it will give successful message. Okay, it's taking time. So with connection test, we can test whether RFC this target host IP it is correctly maintained or not. Number one. Number two, with remote logon, whether user ID and password, RFC user ID and password is correctly maintained or not. If you click on remote logon, automatically say as of now it is giving error. Why it is giving error? Because our EC system is not working. So RFC user is not working. This is the issue. But you consider this as an error. So it means that RFC connection is not working. So this is the way of testing whether these details are correctly maintained or not. But if this is correctly working, here we won't get any error. It will say transfer of this much of data 1 millisecond, transfer of this data 2 milliseconds, something like that. It will give some 3-4 lines. So with this we can test whether IP address target was correctly maintained or not. And with remote logon, if user ID and password we have correctly maintained, if we click on remote logon, automatically system can log to EC system automatically. Automatically it can log into ECC system. So with this we can test whether IP address, I mean user ID and password is correctly maintained or not. So in this way we need to perform the third activity, third step. Any question? Okay. So here we have defined the RFC destination for RFC call. Here we have defined the GTS system as a RFC destination, but still you can say, let's say if we have defined company code and plant in GTS in our EC system, but until unless we are mapping each other, system does not understand that this plant belongs to this company code, right? In a similar way, even though we maintain the GTS system as a RFC destination, still EC system doesn't know that this is my RFC destination. Or I can say development of ECC must recognize RFC of development of GTS. Similarly, quality of ECC must recognize quality of GTS. How it can recognize? So for that, we need to map under method call. We need to map both the systems as part of method call. So here we need to perform for one system only. So we'll go to method call. So how we can perform? So here we are using function of standard BAPI destination. So this will be, so at top we will have the this will be our ECC logical system. And if we will define GTS logical system, so let's say example, let's say MDM005, consider this is the GTS logical system. So system will show like this only. So we need to map each other by means of method call. We are mapping each other, or in layman term, we are telling to the EC system that this is your RFC destination. So how we are doing that? We need to select this. We need to select our GTS logical system, and we need to click on standard BAPI destination. So it will ask, so this is our GTS logical system, right? And at top I shown you it was EC's logical system, but both the systems are connected via RFC destination, which we have maintained in the third step. So here we need to define, we need to provide our RFC destination, the one which we have defined in third step, that is, let's say DG1 CLNT, whatever name we have given. Whatever name we have given for GTS logical system, I mean GTS RFC destination, we must provide here. So with this only, we are mapping both the system. We are mapping sender and receiver system, that sender system must know that data has to transfer to this system by means of this remote function call. So what happens, whenever we are creating any transaction, it happens in the real time. So whenever we are creating any transactions, immediately system comes to this step. It goes to RFC destination, and then it finds that what is IP address, target host, username, and password. By taking all this detail, it can transfer the data to GTS system. If we have something, as I shown you, we can test whether a system is working properly or not. Let's say we did not test, it is not working properly. So if you create a sales order, example, if you create a sales order, when we try to save the sales order, it will come to this RFC destination. It will use the RFC user ID, password, IP address, everything. If any issue is there, your sales order cannot be transferred to GTS system. Sales order will not be transferred to GTS system. So in this case, what will happen? In this case, will system throw any error? ECC system? No, it doesn't throw any error. Simply, your sales order will be saved. But if you check the sales order number into GTS system, it won't be available. So with that, we can understand that my sales order has not been transferred to GTS system. Okay. So this, by using method call only, we are connecting both the systems, or we are mapping sender system as well as receiver system. That's all. This is the main purpose of method call. Last step is maintain LE distribution model. This is very, very important. LE distribution model. What is ALE? This we all know, right? And IDOC, application linking enabling. So we have two technology in IDOC, ALE and EDI. In our case, we are sending data from ECC or S4 to GTS. Both are SAP systems. So some information gets transferred in the form of IDOC. Remember, which information, which data? Master data only. This master data which we discussed, all master data transferred in the form of IDOC. How it transferred, that is secondary thing, that we'll understand. But customer master, material master, vendor master, these information, these data can be transferred via an IDOC to SAP GTS system. So we have one function, so that we need to activate. So for that purpose only, we need to use LE distribution model. But the main purpose of LE distribution model is just to specify which is our sender system, which is our receiver system, and how these systems are connected with each other. How means? By using standard BAPI again. So we have some standard BAPI, probably you all can remember, that is customs document if and synchronize IFR3. This is the object. In fact, we need to remember every time we are using the same. So what we'll do is, probably I'll try to show you. Click on change mode. So what we'll do, we'll click. So here very first time we need to create a model view. We'll click on create model view. We'll give some name. Let's say I'm giving ECC to GTS model view. Technical name, here technical name we need to give ECC logical systems. Okay. Let me try. Okay, it allowed. Okay, so this one we have created, right? Select this, click on add by P. Now, this is the name which I given model view name. Sender, here we need to specify ECC logical system. Here we need to specify GTS logical system. Okay, object name or interface. Here we need to use customs document IF, which is specific to GTS. Always, it can never be changed. It should be available anyway because it's standard. This one, customs document IF, which is nothing but custom processing customs document interface. Because of this only system, this is required for this kind of interface only. Always we must specify this customs document IF as part of this object name, and method we are using as a synchronize IFR3. So I would suggest please make a note at least just to remember tomorrow if we are working, if we need to connect. Okay, it is still more than that. No problem. So, but remember, this is synchronize IFR3. Okay. So this is customs document IF interface, and method would be synchronize IFR3. That is also for GTS only. So with this only, system can recognize that who is sender system, who is receiver system, and with the help of this BIPI only, this interface only, data can be created or data can be synchronized in SAP GTS system. This is the purpose of daily distribution model view. Any question? And with this, our RFC connection is completed. So what will happen after performing all these 5 activities, after performing these 5 configuration steps, if we create a document or if we create any master data, anyway master data can be transferred asynchronously and transaction data can be transferred synchronously. Synchronous means real time. As soon as we save the document, it will be transferred to GTS. Asynchronous means we need to push it, we need to transfer it manually. So, but with this only, if we save the sales order will be transferred automatically to SAP GTS system. And in GTS system, system will create the associated customs document when, if some prerequisites, some configurations are maintained, some mappings are maintained then. But with this RFC only, our information data can be transferred to SAP GTS system. So this is all about RFC connection in SAP ECC as well as in S4 system. Similar kind of configuration we must perform in GTS, but in GTS we have one very, very important configuration steps, that is maintain logical system group. At least I'll show you tomorrow, we will discuss it. Okay, leave this, leave. So in GTS system, in ECC we understood that there are 5 steps. In GTS there are 6 steps. Okay, so we have additional in fact 2 steps, because LE distribution model is not required in GTS side, but we have 2 additional steps which is very important, that is called as a logical system group. This is very, very important functionality that we'll understand tomorrow, that why we need to use logical system group. And remaining 4 steps are exactly same. In GTS also we have defined logical system, assigned logical system, maintain maintain RFC destination for RFC call, and then RFC destination for method call. These 4 steps are common. Only 2 new steps we need to understand. One is define group of logical system, and then assign logical system to group of logical system. So we will understand it tomorrow. Any question as of now? If you have any question, please let me know. Okay, So if no question, then Mission Niranjan, from your side, anything?
I think we are good right now.
Okay. So
And one question here, Tiwari, the most of this
yes.
logical connections and everything is a one-time task that will be done by most of the times by with the help of basis team, right?
Exactly. Only one-time activity. Because once it is done, let's say today we are going to implement for one specific country. The client said that we are going to implement for our US system. So whenever new project is coming, rollout is coming, no need for this, right? Because already ECC is connected with GTS. So this is only
No,
one
my
time.
question is like, for example, even for the practice from tomorrow, the systems that we are going to get like a GTS and SAP, we are already one-time connection will be already done. So we don't do this RFC for practice.
No, yes, nothing. We should not. Otherwise, system will get disturbed and data will not be transferred.
Can this GTS be connected to non-SAP system?
Yes, it is also connected.
So that setting will be done in a other transaction, or it's the same?
In other
RFC
system.
is the same, right?
Yeah, in other system only, but even I also don't know how to perform that activity in non-SAP. But yes, in non-SAP also we can perform, but in that case we need to use the interface. Definitely we won't have this such kind of steps in non-SAP system, but we need to build some interface to connect.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other question? Okay, so no question, then thank you so much for joining. Have a nice day. See you all tomorrow.